So we had the second America's X Cup where Team AAA defended against Team Canada. And I don't know, it was fine.
It was a worse version of the first one, but still pretty alright.
Yeah, so Team AAA again is Mr. Aguila, Abismo Negro, Juventud Guerrera, and Hector Garza. Team Canada this time is Teddy Hart, Petey Williams, Johnny Devine, and noted Canadian again, Jack Evans.
He's the best Canadian.
Famous Vancouver, British Columbian, Jack Evans.
They gave a justification where it's like, I think they admitted that he wasn't Canadian, but he was like, he is in Canada. So they're like, yeah, he counts.
And they talked about how he was engaged to Teddy Hart's sister. So being engaged to Teddy Hart's wife would be a very different relationship going on here.
But hey, do what you want to do.
I did like how Mike Tenay acknowledged that Jack Evans was trained by Brian Alvarez.
Yeah, that was a fun little note. And like even like made note of like the... He's like the Figure 4 guy.
Yeah, the Figure 4 newsletter writer and wrestler, Brian Alvarez.
Pacific Northwest, baby.
So same format as last time. 4 singles matches worth 1 point, 2 tag team matches worth 2 points, and then an 8-man elimination tag team match worth 2 points per elimination. If tied at the end, the captains face off in a decider the week after.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about any of these matches.
I find the timeline of Teddy Hart's injury quite funny.
I'm sure they did as well, to be fair.
That's true. Because if you remember, he had to pull out of the last show of February, so it was meant to be Teddy Hart against Juventud Guerrera against Jerry Lynn. It ended up being Petey Williams instead, because Teddy Hart hurt himself in the match he had with Mr. Aguila. So that injury was acknowledged on television at the end of February, but then he comes out here and injures his knee in this match with Mr. Aguila and becomes a show-running story, even though we already saw him injured on TV.
He clearly has a bothersome knee, and it just re-injured.
All right. So yeah, the Teddy Hart, Mr. Aguila was your opening match. Scott D'Amore interfered multiple times at ringside, and then he was kicked out. I thought they were meant to do an angle where he was like banned from ringside, because he wasn't ringside any of the other matches, other than the main event where he was on commentary. I think they forgot to put in like a pre-tape where someone banned him from ringside.
Yeah.
Because like Mike and Don were like, we've got to do something about this. We've got to stop Scott D'Amore interfering. That's not in the spirit of the X Cup. And then he wasn't ringside for the rest of the matches. So I assume they did do something about it, but they forgot to connect those dots.
Especially since they did that segment where he's like, fires up Devine. He's like, get out there. Like, that would make it. It's like, why don't you get out there with him? What the fuck?
So yeah, Teddy Hart won with a shooting star elbow drop. Canada went 1-0 up. Juventud Guerrera defeated Petey Williams with a 9-1-1 Hoovy driver. Canada 1-1.
I don't have anything to say about that match. They
did acknowledge for the first time here that Chris Sabin and Petey Williams are from the same training class, which is a story we'll call back to multiple times.
Yeah, that is a long-term thing there.
I was thinking about this while watching that. Who else is like, other than tag team partners who like broke into the business at the same time together in the same training class, which is kind of cheating. Who else is like famously in the same training class? Like the actual class.
Well, you can chuck Shelley in that class too, right?
But were they in that exact same like Border City Wrestling class?
I think so.
As opposed to like, they're all BCW guys, but were they like literally in the same training class?
Well, I'm sure there was crossover.
There's like, I think they were already wrestlers beforehand, right? But like Bryan Danielson and Brian Kendrick.
I mean, if you want to like really get into like the minutiae of it all, it's like Tanahashi, Shibata, Goto.
Again, were they all the same breaking in exact same time Young Lion class?
I think, yeah.
Well, then they count, yes.
Well, I think Tanahashi's class was actually Tanahashi, the big dude whose name I forgot.
Nakanishi.
No. And Yoshitatsu. So I got my Yoshis mixed up.
You thought it was the dinosaur instead of the wrestler.
Yeah, it has. I'm sure there's like some Japanese class that beats it.
Yeah, so let us know, who do you think is the most famous like training class coming up together that became like great wrestlers and stars? Yeah,
because I know that Shibata and Tanahashi were in together, but I think Shibata was like the lead young lion at that point. Like, because him, Nakamura, and I said Goto before I meant Nakamura. They were all in there together, but I think I think
they didn't actually start together. Yeah.
I think Nakamura was the leader and Shibata and Tanahashi were together, actually. Something like that. And then Goto was like a year later. It's been a while since I read the Tanahashi biography. But they were all like young lions together at a point. They were just at different levels of young lion.
So Hoovy BP 1-1. Then we go backstage. Scott D'Amore is firing up his team because Teddy Hart's injured. But Teddy Hart's like, no, I insist on wrestling.
That has to be a rib, right?
Probably, yeah.
We're going to do a knee injury and have Teddy Hart insist that he wants to wrestle because of his knee injury.
Especially after our last week where he pulled out of a match because of his knee injury. It's like, no, you will insist that you will continue wrestling
A knee injury that was like dubious by a lot of people too.
People are skeptical about the degree to which Teddy Hart is hurt at any given time. Because while he did sell his knee, he also did all his shit without flaw, so...
Yeah, that was definitely a bit of a rib.
So Johnny Devine then went out and beat a Beast Mode Negro to float over Rana 2-1.
I like Johnny Devine in this. I like a Beast Mode Negro, who's someone who I've actually never seen. And I was like, oh, this guy kind of rocks.
Yeah, I think all the Team Mexico guys are really good.
Yeah.
And like the weird thing is, I think all the Team Canada guys are really good, but also the crowd doesn't know or care about them at this stage.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They haven't had much of a chance to actually build these guys up. The AAA guys actually had a couple like matches to get them noticed.
And like the one guy the crowd is into, and the one guy who's consistently like better in these matches is Teddy, who has already been here from the Super X Cup last time.
And then Jack gets over with his beating Jack Evans.
Yeah, so Hector Garza faces Jack Evans. Garza hits a low blow. He claims it was the inner thigh. The referee was looking right at it. He's like, no, I kicked him in the inner thigh.
I like this match, though. This was fun. Just to see Jack Evans,
Yeah, Garza's a good heel bully.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Garza then hit a powerbomb moonsault 2-2. Harrison Storm did a promo for next week. Then a feature for the next thing with the motion graphics. The motion graphics are out of control in this company. They're terrible, but also the best.
No, there's a lot going on.
They're honestly getting worse somehow, but also still great.
They are definitely getting worse. I look forward to see if there's any of a production improvement once they get to television.
Hoovy and Abismo Negro defeated Jack Evans and Teddy Hart to bring AAA to 4-2. And I thought the best match on the show.
I agree, best match on the show.
Mostly because it was just Jack Evans and Teddy Hart doing flips.
Yeah. Those two are a good team. I also like the finish here with Hoovy submitting Teddy, which I thought was a nice touch because in the like big high flying tournament where there was a submission on a bad leg.
And also it's a callback to them facing off in the Super X Cup. Mm-hmm. And I thought that like the wrestling on the show was best when Hoovy and Teddy were in the ring together.
Yeah.
Also, in this match, Jack Evans did a Phoenix 630.
That's what he does, man.
I don't think he meant to, but he did.
That's half of his high flying, is it looks like he doesn't mean it, and then he just does the crazy shit you'll ever see.
It does look like he just throws himself, and however it goes, it goes.
That's the benefits of being a Gumby man.
So Petey Williams, Johnny Devine beat Hector Garza and Mr. Aguila to go 4-4, taking us into our final match. Juventud Guerrera, Mr. Aguila, Hector Garza, and Abismo Negro defeated Teddy Hart, Jack Evans, Petey Williams, and Johnny Devine. Scott D'Amore was on commentary. Hoovy pinned Evans with the top rope Hoovy driver. Hart pinned Abismo with a spiral tap. Hoovy was then pinned with a Tower of Doom with his feet, and then Johnny Devine put his feet in the ropes. Mr. Aguila immediately pinned Devine. Hart pinned Garza after a shooting star over Petey's knee. Garza pinned Hart with a standing moonsault, even though like Petey absolutely 100% obviously broke it up. He got there.
Yeah, he held the pin. It's fine.
Yeah, it's that Jerry Lynn, AJ Styles Loki finish from 2002, where it's like they broke it up, but he didn't break it up, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, this is a Bret Hart Masturbatory tribute match.
The three matches that have done that finish in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, it's fun.
But then Garza made the comeback, beat Petey to win the America's X Cup, retain the America's X Cup actually,